Good Sunday evening and Father's Day evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday and Father's Day. For real quick, before we go on and get started, let's just go on and give a round of applause to all the fathers inside the chat. Great round of applause there. And we're not going to waste any time at all. I just wanted to go on and say that. And then we're going to just go on and waste no time. Obviously, I've been out for a little bit. So, obviously, I know kind of been without some people. Kind of don't really go too much further out, even though I think you should have multiple weather sources, like whether it be from your phone or from, even though I don't really trust mobile weather apps that much, but other areas. But make sure you do have another source, pretty much. But let's go on now and get started. Let's go and talk with the record on for the people who can unfortunately not be here tonight. Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday and a good Father's Day. I am your meteorologist, Jeff Peterson. Let's go and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your week. Yes, it is Sunday, which means that we're going to talk about our weekly forecast for the week of Sunday. Obviously, today's pretty much already passed, but we're going to talk about the rest of tonight going into Saturday as well. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Starting off first, looking at the radar for the entire state of South Carolina, you can see that there is not much going on. Maybe an isolated shower going on down there near downtown Charleston. But overall, that's pretty much it. And if we go on and look at what's going on throughout the entire United States, we do have some rainfall going on in Kentucky, as well as Tennessee, North Carolina, as well as Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, going to Arkansas, Iowa, and Minnesota, as well as some severe weather inside of New Mexico, as well as Nebraska. Also, South Dakota has some, and even Montana also getting some severe thunderstorms as we go into tonight as well. If we go on and look at what's going on throughout the entire state in terms of cloud cover, overall, low country South Carolina pretty much covered with clouds. Southern Midlands covered with clouds. Going into the Grand Strand and the PD region, pretty much covered with clouds, as there is not really too much clearness going on in those regions. But the upstate, for example, and even the northern Midlands as well, going into the central Midlands, it's actually clear. So not really too much going on over there. If we go into our cloud cover for even further into the future as we go on and push this forward right here, you can see that cloud cover will push mainly to the east, but it will still kind of stay over the entire state of South Carolina. Even as we go into tomorrow morning, you can see here cloud cover is still going on. And if we go even into obviously into tomorrow during like the afternoon and even the evening as well of tomorrow, there is still that cloud cover that's going on. And if we go into our current temperatures, 79 in Columbia as well as 75 in Orangeburg, 75 in St. Matthews as well as 77 in Georgetown, 79 in Myrtle Beach and 77 in Conway as well as 77 in Bennettsville. We also do have 75 in Somerville and 75, I believe that is inside of Moncks Corner, 70 that is down there, 79 down there in Charleston, as well as 73 down there near Walterboro, 80 near Keel Island, and even as we move up to the upstate, 77 inside of Greenwood, as well as going into around 77 in McCormick, 75 in Edgefield as well, and even 73 up there near, or 75 up there near Greenville. Going to your low temperatures, around 69 in Greenville, 70 in Spartanburg, as well as 71 in Rock Hill. We also do have 73 in Sherrod and Dillon, 75 in Myrtle Beach, 75 in Georgetown, as well as 79 in Charleston, 78 in Hilton Head Island, as well as 71 in Aiken. We also have 72 in Barnwell, 73 in Orangeburg, as well as 72 in Walterboro, also 70 in Greenwood. If we go into our rainfall for tonight through tomorrow night, you can see that we do have a good amount of rainfall that could potentially be possible. From 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch for places like Greenville, going into Lawrence, going to Greenwood, Newberry, going into Camden, Sumter, Florence, Kingstree, Moncks Corner, Walterboro, Hilton Head Island, going into Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, as well. Then 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch as well for Chirag going into Rock Hill, Spartanburg as well, also included inside of that area. And if you go into the SPC outlook for tonight, you can see that thunderstorms are still going to be in the forecast as we go through. Right now, pretty much thunderstorms or storms at least. Areas that have received storms earlier may still see some minor flooding and poor drainage spots as well. And also, most storms are probably diminished by now, but there is still some dry and warm conditions as we go throughout the late night tonight. So overall, most storms have dissipated, but it will still be dry and actually will be warm as well. If we go into tomorrow, again, just isolated to scattered thunderstorms expected in the afternoon and the evening, especially near the mountains up there in the upstate. And a few storms may actually be strong, bringing gusty winds, heavy rain, and localized flash flooding with pretty much every single storm. And it's the same thing for Tuesday as well, just a repeat. It's going to be the same thing. Few storms may be strong, gusty winds, heavy rain, small hail, localized flash flooding as well. It's going to be isolated to scattered in terms of coverage. And if you go towards your into your excessive rainfall as well, looking at tonight first, we do have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall up here for Rock Hill going into Florence, Conway, and Myrtle Beach as well. As you go into day 2, marginal risk still goes in effect up here, but it's for like Chesterfield, Girard, Bennettsville, Dillon. That's for tomorrow. And past that, that's pretty much it in terms of excessive rainfall. But even though that might be it here, you never know with any type of storm. It may bring some minor flooding with it. So even though there's nothing there, I still would be watching for it. Yeah, and there's a good chance that they might even upgrade it as well. So that's it there. Let's go on and look at our models for the future. So we're going to start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. as we always do. Tonight, you can see that overall that rainfall, shower, and thunderstorm activity is going to really dissipate by the time you get to around 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. But then as you get into like the low country of South Carolina, by around 3 to 4 a.m., maybe some isolated shower activity going on. But again, not really storm activity. And as you go into tomorrow morning, this is around 7 to 8 o'clock. When my morning video comes out, most likely nothing. Even as we go into the afternoon, most likely nothing. But if we go forward even more to around 2 to 3, maybe even 4 p.m., you're not really seeing too much until you get to around 5 to 6 p.m. That's when you start to see some rain, some shower, thunderstorm activity as you go through. And then overall, it's pretty limited. It is pretty limited, but again, these models will not be exact. These thunderstorms, like I say, almost every single day are hard to predict exactly where they're going to be at, so everyone still needs to be watching for it, and so that's why there's such a huge coverage of areas that could potentially see rainfall as we go into tomorrow. And if you go even further into, this is Tuesday right here still, you can see that overall, even as you get to around 2 p.m., it's not showing as much at all, so overall, not really much going on. If we go into, this will be our long-term future going to the week. We're going to talk about the week first. So we already talked about tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to talk about, obviously, Tuesday. Tuesday is going to start off. Tuesday is going to be a bit rainy. As we go into Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. Friday and Saturday are 2 days that we could look at and could actually say, well, it might actually be a bit dry, drier than usual. But one of these days, it's going to be a bit drier than usual, sometime probably at the end of the week. You can see even as we get to around Sunday, it's a lot drier as well. But that's not going to last long as some more rainfall pops in the next week. And overall, it's going to stay get right back on that rain every single day pattern that we've always been seeing. But at the end of the week, there can be some relief. At the end of the week. And really, we can't go really any further to around like June the 28th. That's where we pretty much have to cut it off. We can't go really any further than that. Let's go on now and talk about our week forecast. We're going to start off with our temperatures. In terms, they will be above average or below average. You can see here that pretty much, yes, it will be it will be above average in terms of temperatures. You can see that below average temperatures to our west. That's what I was looking at, but above average for South Carolina as we go into this week. And if you go into precipitation, this is the next one, and we will be above average precipitation as well. At least most of us will be. The coastal regions will actually be a bit below average in terms of precipitation this week, and so you won't see as much rain. That does not mean you will. That does not mean that you won't see any rain. It just means that you will probably see less than usual in this time of year. But places like the upstate Midlands, they will see above average rainfall. They will see above. They will see above of what they usually see during this time of the year. And so that's it in terms of our above average or below average temperatures or precipitation. Let's go in and look at this right here. This is just temperature anomalies as we go through the week. You can see that overall, like I was saying, it will be above average, and you can see it's, clear as day. Oranges and reds. We do have some blues here and there, but overall it's mainly orange and red, even as we go into June the 28th. But a little weak front could push in like later this week. That could maybe cool it down just a little bit, but not much. And then as we go into, I believe this is next weekend, which is probably way too far out. You can see there could be some relief coming like late next week, but overall that's way too far out to even talk about. So we're still going to have to wait. Let's go on and look at the just exact temperatures again. This probably won't be exact, but overall you stay in the 90s even as you go through to around June the 18th, going into June the 19th as well, still staying in the 90s. And even though you can see 90s here on the map, heat indices will probably be up to around 100 or 105 degrees. So it actually will feel like around 100 to 105 degrees as we go through this week as well. Like right here, this is June the 23rd right here. That is next week, Monday. It says it probably could reach temperatures of up to 100 miles an hour, 100 degrees pretty much for a good amount of the state. Now, again, too far out, it's not exact, but it's getting warmer. And if this is the case right here, and it's definitely moist, and it's definitely going, and if it is moist during this time frame, heat index values could probably be up to around 110. So, there might be some heat advisories going in to effect. We'll just see what happens next week, though. But that's it there. Let's go on now and look at the crazy score. Crazy score out of 28. Not going live tonight. It's inside the mild category. Cloudy tonight. That's the main reason why it's like that. Also, it talks about just those low temperatures. Humid air mass stays in place, which may lead to patchy fog in some areas by time we get to the morning. So that's what we're looking at as we go into tonight as well and tomorrow. If we go into the tropics, no tropical cyclone activity is expected as we go through the next 7 days, but obviously the Eastern Pacific, it is a lot more active over there. Delilah, the new storm going on over here, tropical storm, 45 miles per hour, and it's going due west pretty much, so not going to be a threat to land at all. And then this other area right here, 80% chance of forming over here, right here, about to head up towards Mexico. But, we'll see what happens there as we go further. And that's it pretty much in terms of the tropics. So let's go on now and look at the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. So starting off with my cousin Dad, who says, "Good evening, just so I trust all is well with you. Welcome back from your trip." Thank you so much for that. All is well. My cousin Cheryl says, "Good evening, weatherman. Hope you and your family had a very nice weekend. It rained a little bit up here, and good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. I'm listening. Everyone have a blessed week." Love, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that comment as well, and thanks for the weather update for there in Philadelphia. My Nana says, "Hello, Jay. Welcome back. I had no one to talk to about the weather. Well, I'm back now. For how long? No idea, but I'm back for now." And then my Aunt Shirley says, "Thankful for you all. Safe travels." Thank you so much for that. And that's it. I don't see anything else inside of the chat. There was no poll today, as pretty much everything is just normal. Nothing really too much to talk about. But let's go on now and talk about our 3 locations outside of South Carolina. We talk about 3 locations: San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia, and all 3 areas are represented inside of the chat, so I know that all of them are here tonight. So let's start off with San Antonio first. Low temperatures tonight 75, high temperatures tomorrow 95, low temperatures tomorrow night at 76. Slight chance of showers tonight. No precipitation is expected tomorrow, though. In terms of severe weather for San Antonio, there is no severe weather that is expected. And if we go into excessive rainfall, minor risk of flooding tonight, with those slight chance of showers, not much though, and that's it. So nothing really going on there. Raleigh being our next location. Low temperatures tonight 70, high temperatures tomorrow 87, low temperatures tomorrow night at 72. Heavy rain is expected tonight. Thunderstorms are likely tomorrow, and heavy rain is expected tomorrow night. In terms of severe weather, there is a marginal risk, even though I believe that threat has probably pushed out of your area by now. It just swept through probably about like an hour or 2 ago, if I was to guess. At least when I saw the radar the last time I looked up there. But there was a marginal risk of damaging wind and hail, which is like a 5%. And other than that, that's it in terms of severe weather. In terms of excessive rainfall, though, that's the next thing. You did have a slight risk of excessive rainfall for tonight for some scattered flash flooding tonight. As you go into tomorrow, same thing, slight risk of excessive rainfall for flooding tomorrow. So scattered flash flooding is a possible scenario tomorrow. And then other than that, that's it. And then our final location being Philadelphia. Low temperatures tonight is 61, high temperatures tomorrow 70, low temperatures tomorrow night at 63. Chance of showers tonight, chance of showers tomorrow, and slight chance of showers tomorrow night as well. In terms of excessive rainfall, first, there is no threat for excessive rainfall in terms of severe weather. You do actually have a slight risk of severe weather for Thursday. So that is a 15% risk, and the fact that it's that far out and they already have a 15% risk, not really the best sign. So you definitely need to be watching for Thursday. So that's your early heads up. Probably had no idea that there was even a risk, but that's exactly why I'm here for, and that's exactly why you should go on and subscribe to the channel now. We're at 496 subscribers. We only need 4 more. We only need 4 more subscribers until we get to our goal of 500. You get early warnings for stuff that may happen in the future. Obviously, tropics updates and then all that kind of stuff as well. Also, hit the like button as well if you have not already. We've had so far. No, I almost printed something. No, okay. We've had 25 people tune in. Why do we only have 6 likes? 25 people have tuned in, and we only have 6 likes. That means 19 people have tuned in and have not hit the like button at all. Guaranteed some of them probably haven't even hit the subscribe button. So if you're one of them, make sure that you go on and do that. Also, hit the share button, share it with all the people that you know. Rather you be in South Carolina, Raleigh, San Antonio, Philadelphia, or any place inside the U.S., share it with them and let them go on and hit the subscribe button as well. Only need 4 more. So that's going to wrap this up. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the forecast tonight. If you did, make sure you go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share button like I already said. And I will be back most likely tomorrow for your Monday morning forecast update to start off your week. Nothing else inside the chat that I can see. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to head out. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening and Father's Day.